Here in the Bahamas, luxury isn't just about where you live. It's about the experiences you have. From breathtaking ocean views to world-class hospitality, true luxury engages all of the senses: sight, sound, touch, and of course, taste. And nowhere is that more evident than right here at Marcus at Baha Mar Fish and Chop House. Located on a spectacular stretch of beachfront overlooking white powdery sand and the Bahama blue waters. This dining destination brings elevated coastal cuisine to life. Whether you're sipping a handcrafted cocktail at Marcus on top or enjoying the Instagrammable sunset, enjoying relaxed evening in the tropical garden, or sharing an unforgettable meal in the private dining room. Every detail is curated to celebrate flavor, ambiance, and the Bahamas Island luxury lifestyle of refined indulgence. Today, I have the privilege to sit down with Executive Chef Garrett Bo to explore how Marcus redefines luxury dining in paradise. We'll talk about the inspiration behind their signature dishes, the importance of locally sourced ingredients, and what makes this culinary experience a true taste of the Bahamas. Chef, how you doing, man?
I'm well, thank you.
First of all, I know you guys are super busy. I know it's the start of the busy season here. So I do appreciate you taking the time out to chat with us here at Bahamas Island Luxury.
Of course, of course. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So now I've been following you for a while,
hmm
and I've had the privilege of knowing you for a couple of years. But for those who may not be familiar with you, I just want you to kind of introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay, so I'm Garrett Bo. I am the chef here at Marcus Fish and Chop House, and I just basically run the place. I have an amazing team of chefs and cooks, and we execute service, and we execute service to the top tier of what it can be here in the Bahamas and here at Baha Mar.
Awesome. So now I know that Marcus Samuelson is a world-renowned chef. But what is exactly Marcus Fish and Chop House? Like, what type of restaurant is it?
So it's in the name, Fish and Chop House. It is also inspired by Chef Marcus. So we specialize in fish dishes. So we try to incorporate as much local products that we possibly can. We have snapper on our menu. We have a local fisherman that comes in as often as we need him to. He brings in our fresh lobster. So we buy fresh lobster from our local fishermen. We pick out the sizes and everything that we want. We have a lot of seafood dishes on our menu. But then we also have the chop house side of it where our steak selections come in. We recently acquired a dry ager. So we've been dry aging meats in-house. So that's really expanded our steak program here. And so we try to give our seafood love and also our steak love as well. And also throwing in some Bahamian flavors and dishes in there. We still have a conch salad on the menu. And, if we do fish, we do like a little fried fish and stuff. So we try to keep it interesting, yeah.
So I heard you say that you have a local fisherman. I mean, obviously, it's a fish and chop house. So how important is it to source your ingredients locally for you guys?
So it's very important because not only do we service guests from other countries, mostly the East Coast, but we live in the Bahamas, and I think that our food should be a product of who we are. So using local products and ingredients, it's a form of self-expression as well, right? And it's a part of the community because my uncle could be a fisherman or one of my staff uncle, or you know what I mean? So I think it's important to keep as much as we can here possible. So like on our menu right now, we have our avocado roasted chicken. That comes from avocado. We have stone crab on our menu that we get from a local supplier. Um, that's also from avocado as well. Stone crab is getting up there. It's where we started getting it in the Bahamas now. So we're trying our best to stay as sustainable and as local as we possibly can here.
Awesome. And so, keeping on that same local theme, how have you guys here been able to infuse Because the question is, how have you guys been able to infuse the local culture in the menu? Like, how much of the Bahamas is actually influence the menu?
True. It's been influenced, and this is one of the things I really appreciate about Chef Marcus. He will eat something, and I'll be like, we'll try something like really Bahamian, and he'd be like, how do we get that on the menu? Like, we'll tweak it a bit, but he'd be like, how do we put that on our menu? So like, we're about to do a menu change where I'm from Freeport, I'm Grand Bahama native, and we eat fried fish and pancakes. Right, that's a big thing in Freeport, and that's gonna come on our menu. We're gonna do fried fish and we're gonna make pancakes, and it's a way to introduce our culture to people who don't normally leave the resort. So they'll come here to the beautiful Bahamas and they don't often leave the resort and explore different restaurants or different places outside of the hotel. So we have that little space for them to be like, this is some Bahamian food that you can try. We have our conch crudo, which is conch salad. That's on the menu as well. We have chicken. Um, and then there's a few other dishes that, we try to um, add our own Bahamian flavors too. I have to like reel my staff in a little bit. I was like, easy, not too much. um, but I think what he seen and his vision for the restaurant is for it to be a fusion of what he wants the restaurant to be, but also as Bahamian as we can possibly make it.
Awesome. Now, I love coming here. I've had an opportunity. One time, so I say I actually met Marcus, took a photo, and then the last time I came was a couple of weeks ago for
Yeah.
my wife's birthday.
Yes.
And I don't know if I can put you on blast, but you did give us something special in the kitchen. But I always enjoy coming here because it's an elevated experience. And really that's what luxury is to me, right? Luxury is really just elevated experiences. And so I would want you to kind of describe for me, what do you like, how would you define luxury dining? And would you consider Marcus as a luxury dining experience?
So for me, luxury dining would be, oh, that's tricky. Luxury dining to me is service and food because you can go somewhere that doesn't look luxurious, but you still can get top-notch luxury dining. And sometimes you'll go to some place super fancy and spend a lot of money and the service just don't meet or the food don't meet and you don't feel, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's almost like making the guests feel special. Like I think that is the epitome of luxury dining, making you feel um singled out, giving you that wow factor, right? Hey, it's a birthday today. Let's send something over to the table. Or we noticed that the guest is not eating something. Maybe they don't like it. Let's send something else. Just making small tweaks and just paying attention to the guests, like making them the priority. And I think that's luxury dining. So that can happen anywhere. It doesn't have to be in the four walls of a white tablecloth and candles. That could be at a shack on the side of the street to say, hey, mm, this person said they like spice. I'm gonna give this extra pepper sauce to go along with their food. I'm like, oh wow, that was nice. I didn't expect that. So I think elevating service and making the guests feel special, I think that's luxury dining to me.
Well, I could definitely say that you guys here at Marcus Fish and Chop House exudes that.
Oh,
I
thank
mean,
you.
I always feel really good when I come in, and it's always an awesome experience.
Oh, thank you.
Now, chef, every time I come here, I always have an amazing time. But I'll be honest, I have only actually dined in the main dining. Now I know that, I think you have maybe about 4 or 5 different, I guess, dining rooms or
Spaces.
dining spaces. And, I think the vibe would be different depending on where you go. So like, so just kind of talk to me about the different dining spaces and how they actually influence the dining experiences that the guests would have depending on where they're seated at the restaurant.
Okay, so this is one of my favorite things to talk about here at the restaurant. I think we offer such a unique experience here. So we are at the lovely up top. And on weekends, we have a band here and you can oversee the ocean. I think we have one of the best views on property, restaurant wise. Most of the restaurants are on the casino floor, but we're here on the beach, on the water. And this is one of the best views while you're eating ever on this property. So up top has more of a It's slightly casual, but with the band on weekends, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
The main dining, like you said, which you love to go to, um, it's more of a, I would say that would be the highest level of upscale dining that we have. The kitchen is open, so you get to see the chefs and you get to see service really. We have a lot of people that love to watch our open kitchen, and for the most part, myself and my team sometimes we're not fully aware because we're so engulfed in service. I was like, oh hey, we're an open kitchen. But I think that's what people want to see. People want to see their food being made and the professionalism and the quality of everything of the whole dining experience. We have our garden outside, and that's under lights. So at night it is beautiful. It's like a very intimate experience if you want, and it's sand. So it's almost like you're on the beach, but you're not on the beach. So that is sand, and it's like a beautiful. We've had like wedding proposals out there. It's very nice. We have our terrace outside. That's our outdoor seating, and in our cooler months, unmatched. The sunset outside is beautiful. And then we've just recently activated our tower space. It seats for 8 persons. So it's more for like private, intimate dinners. We did have a wedding proposal up there as well, um, which is very nice. There's a few stairs, but that's a view all the way at the top. So that we're on the second floor. So I would say that might be on the fourth floor of the restaurant. And it's beautiful. The scenery, the sights, unmatched.
Awesome. Now, so what, because I know, like I said, I've been on the main dining floor. I haven't done the beach terrace or even Marcus up top. But does the menu is the same menu or does the menu change
It,
or
it's the same menu. And I even forgot about our lounge and bar. And I don't know, when you walk in the restaurant, you see that beautiful bar. We have a lot of dining there too. People like a more casual, we just want to grab a bite to eat. So the bar there. So we have the entire menu in all spaces. We've tried to switch it up a bit, but the people want what the people want. So we've committed to offering our entire menu for all our spaces.
so for somebody watching this, right, chef,
Mhm.
and if they would say, what can I expect if I come to Marcus? Like, what would you tell them? Like, like a recommendation that you would give a friend
A friend?
about Marcus. I want to come in to eat. I heard about Marcus.
Mhm.
Why should I come? What can I expect?
Okay, so I do this often. So I'm ready for this. So what to expect, right? So if you come in for dinner, I would ask you what type of experience are you looking for? You want something like really upscale? You want to dress up? You want something really casual? For the most part, people want to dress up and have a really nice night out. So I would recommend the main dining for that type of experience. Cocktails wise, I think we have amazing cocktails. We have um, a mocktail, and I'm not really big into mocktails because I like a little drinky drink. But we have a Nebula cocktail that's mint and blackberry. So if you don't drink alcohol, you know, fruit punch lemonade, there's something that you could actually enjoy as well. And then I would recommend the tamarind smash, which is that's my drink. I think we have an amazing tamarind smash. That's a cocktail to start off with. Cornbread. You have to have the cornbread. And then once they start off with the cornbread, we'll start off with appetizers. So you have locals, and then you have people who are from out of town. For locals, I wouldn't necessarily recommend like our Bahamian dishes because the Bahamians
Right,
repeat it
right.
everywhere. But for our locals, I would recommend we start off with the bib lettuce salad, the coconut shrimp, and the Brussels sprouts. Non-locals, the conch salad and the conch croquettes. And the conch croquettes is our interpretation of a conch fritter. It's not a traditional Bahamian conch fritter, but it's essentially some of the same ingredients.
Right, right.
And then we get into our entrees, which is all based on preference. Some people are steak people. I have friends that come and I try to get them to get something else, and they will choose a steak every single time. So we have a really great selection of steaks. Um, Top steak for me is a dry aged ribeye.
Yeah. Dry age ribeye.
Dry aged
Okay.
ribeye, like it don't miss ever. We have our fish lovers, our Aleppo glazed salmon, and our Bahamian catch. Those two dishes. Our Bahamian catch is between either grouper or snapper, depending on what we have available.
Yeah.
So those are two really good fish dishes that we have. And then we have our classic shrimp and grits. That's a staple here. And then our spaghetti piccadilly, which has lobster and crab, puts the pasta. So like those are one of the really great dishes. Sides, truffle mash, street corn, for sure. I'm getting excited because
I get hungry.
um, and the broccolini because you need some vegetables in there. And then dessert. And then for dessert, one of my favorite desserts on our menu now is our guava creme brulee cheesecake. I know.
Wow.
I know. That's it there.
Lord, my belly.
Yeah, it's
Like
the cheesecake. Yeah. So it's a big menu, and one thing I love about our menu, you can dine. Like we have guests that are on the property for like 3 days or 4 days, and they come back twice, and they have like the menu's extensive enough that you can have a different experience and try something else again. So it's like, okay, you haven't dinner at the same restaurant, but it's not the same food.
right.
So you can switch it up.
And then based on the different dining spaces, you could have a different vibe too. You could come for the formal, and then you could come upstairs when the band's playing.
I'll have light bites to the bar, just ask downstairs and have a cocktail night. So
Yeah, I got to tell the wife we got to come back to experience Marcus in a different lens.
I think you guys will love up top here.
Yeah.
Especially like up top when it's like sunset, 7:30 is for early eaters.
Yeah.
But it is beautiful when the sunset and the band is playing in the background.
Being a top tier restaurant,
Mhm.
right? At the top, one of the top resorts in the region, you know, for you to be a Bahamian, like, what does that say about Marcus? You know, the fact that, and not just a Bahamian, but a young Bahamian, you know,
Thank you.
how is it like working with Marcus and him embracing the fullness of your Bahamian?
So working with Chef Marcus is it's an extraordinary experience, if I'm being honest. I've been here 4 years, here at the restaurant since we've been open. And from day one, he's come in with the show me what do you eat? Like show me the culture. So Chef Marcus is very he's very open to who we are as Bahamians. So I remember when we first opened, Chef Marcus was like, oh, take me under the dock. And I was like, what you know about the dock? Where you had us from? Like, who told you this? And he would hop in our car and we'd go around and he would go around. Even on his last visit during the summer, he asked me, he said, oh, I went to the Gombe last night. I was like, how you get out there? Like, who took you out there? And he's like, oh, it was a good time. I'm like, so he's very interested in our culture. When he's like, I had the soda. How do we incorporate the soda on our menu? I want a sorbet. Like we can make that into a sorbet, you know? And it's like, it's very inspiring because sometimes, you know, we have chefs from different ethnicities and they come here and it's only their food, it's only their culture, and we're learning what they do. And he's been so collaborative with the food, the service, the style of the restaurant, and he's been open to us. And you know, being a Bahamian in this position is an extraordinary privilege that I have. I have an all Bahamian team. My managers are all Bahamians. Our front of house GM of this restaurant, she's also a Bahamian, and our team is a Bahamian. And I think Chef Marcus has seen, like he's seen that in the future. Like 4 years ago, he was having these conversations with me, and I was like, yeah, you know, I just come to work. I don't see all of this now. But currently, as it stands, I think it opens the door for future and future people that want to come in this industry, because you know sometimes we see certain positions and we don't think it's for us, and we never see it. We never see us in these positions, and it's a great responsibility to have, but it's a privilege that I have because that's one of the things that I love, and I love telling my team and telling my staff that, you know, it's hard work. Sometimes you have to work twice as hard, you have to work twice as long and show up more often, but we're able to do it. I'm not an outlier. I'm not the exception. Like we are here and we have the opportunity, and my purpose is to open the door for someone else under me and to have it continue to go on.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. I feel like I need to be near even more now. So right quick, I'm coming to Marcus for the first time. what is one thing that I need to not leave without experiencing? I'm coming to Marcus for the first time. What should I be eating today?
Everybody should have the cornbread.
Corn.
It's not a full meal, but you should have the cornbread. And that's the startup. Like, it gets you started into it to be like, I'm gonna have a great experience. So the minute you have the cornbread with that rum butter, I'm gonna have a good dinner. You know you're gonna have a good dinner. And it only goes up from there.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. All right, folks, there you have it. We just sat down with the one, the only Chef Garrett Bo here at Marcus at Baha Mar Fish and Chop House. She gave us the 411, the inside skinny, as they say, on all things Marcus. I'm super excited. Personally, this is one of my favorite restaurants to come. And I realized that I have to experience it in a different light by coming here at Marcus on top when the band is playing.
Yes.
But it's something that I love to do. We come here, we get dressed up, and it's always, always, always great food, great service. And as Chef said, that's really what luxury is, right? It's just elevated experiences. So until next time, I'm your host, Ethan Kwan, here with Bahamas Island Luxury, and live luxurious. Peace.